Yo, what's going on, guys? We're here with year 3 of my What to Expect season preview predictions for the Dallas Mavericks. I want to hear your thoughts down below. The Dallas Mavericks are a team looking to contend, looking to make it back to the Western Conference Finals and to the NBA Finals. Now, this is a team that has one roster space open. They have 5 players on training camp deals. All right, and they have one two-way still available, as Tyler Dorsey is their only two-way, as McKinley Wright IV, DJ Stewart, Tyler Hall, Mohamedou Gueye, and Marcus Bingham Jr. are all competing for the last roster spot, arguably, and one of the two-way spots. They also drafted Jaden Hardy, who I expect, if you got to put your money on any second-round pick in this year's draft to be Rookie of the Year, similar to Malcolm Brogdon was a few years ago. I'd go with Jaden Hardy. Obviously, completely different play styles, but, Malcolm Brogdon was the last second-round pick to win Rookie of the Year. Now, let's get right into it. I want to hear your thoughts. What do you expect this team? I think this team is... I definitely think top 4. I think Luka Doncic is really going to try to get an MVP this year. He was phenomenal in Eurobasket, and... yeah, let's talk about this team. We'll talk about the starting lineup. Let me hear all your thoughts down below. As right here, shout out The Athletic for this little thing. Right, there's they wrote a paragraph about one question for every team. And their question for the Dallas Mavericks is, what is Jason Kidd's vision of the team? How Christian Wood fits and whether the team has enough shot creating ball handlers are the Mavericks' 2 most pressing questions. But they both encompass by a larger curiosity. How much will change in Jason Kidd's second year? When Jason Kidd was an assistant on the championship-winning Lakers, the team favored 2 big lineups and size. Now 6'1" Jalen Brunson is gone. JaVale McGee is signed, and Wood is set to come off the bench. Wow, Christian Wood off the bench, allegedly. What's most interesting to us is how much Jason Kidd leans on the stylistic choices he favored 2 years ago and whether it can amplify a talented roster that it seemingly isn't quite ready for title contention, writes Tim Cato. All right. Now, for me, I look at this team. If they believe Christian Wood's coming off the bench, JaVale McGee starts, Dorian Finney-Smith at power forward, Reggie Bullock at small forward, Tim Hardaway Jr. at shooting guard, Luka Doncic at point guard. You run as your 6th man, Spencer Dinwiddie, okay? Then you co-6 man Spencer Dinwiddie, co-6 man Christian Wood as the 2 first guys off the bench. Then you go probably after those 2 guys, Maxi Kleber and Davis Bertans, and then Frank Ntilikina, and then Josh Green. That's what I would do. Yeah, if you're starting Luka Doncic, Tim Hardaway, Reggie Bullock, Dorian Finney-Smith, and JaVale McGee, I would go Christian Wood, Spencer Dinwiddie, first 2 guys off the bench. Then the next 3 guys, Kleber and Davis Bertans with Frank Ntilikina. And when needed, Josh Green and Dwight Powell would come in the game. And that's your rotation. That's easy as hell to put it off. Christian Wood could win. I mean, I could see at some point where they might maybe want to put Tim Hardaway Jr. off the bench and him be the 6th man and maybe move, Reggie Bullock and Dorian Finney-Smith to the wings, and then you run Christian Wood and JaVale McGee midway through the season as your starting lineup, and then, Spencer Dinwiddie and Tim Hardaway Jr. come off the bench with Davis Bertans, Kleber, and Frank Ntilikina. I could see Josh Green stealing minutes from either Frank Ntilikina or Davis Bertans or Maxi Kleber. And I know you guys are thinking, why are you so... They have talked a lot about Frank Ntilikina this, and it's honestly been pretty interesting how much they've talked about it. He played 12 minutes a night for them last year, and he was averaging 1.2 steals, or not 1.2 steals, but 1.2 assists and half a steal a game. And then in the playoffs, he was playing about the same amount, 11 minutes a night, and he was averaging almost a steal a game. And there was a few games where his three-point shots came in clutch, okay? And I definitely think he's somebody that comes in and he's just a good perimeter defender for them that they like to have out there. So, for me, they still have Theo Pinson, by the way. Theo Pinson's still there. He's going to be on the team. Out of McKinley Wright, Marcus Bingham, I think Tyler Dorsey and Jaden Hardy, the young guys, are going to get the most playing time. I could see Tyler Dorsey, who was a star overseas, had a great three-point shot. I think he could really jump out and make, a impact for them, which is needed. and he could end up being on the roster. But out of the guys who are training camp guys, I have to say DJ Stewart, McKinley Wright, and Marcus Bingham and Tyler Hall. I don't know if Tyler Hall, but Marcus Bingham, out of the big man, Marcus Bingham, I would definitely put my money on, because 7-footer out of Michigan State. Mohamedou Gueye, I'm sorry, like, you're lanky, you were a great shot blocker, and I think you played for 2-3 different colleges. I think 2 D1s and 1 JUCO. While Marcus Bingham, dude, 7 foot 230, I like him better. And McKinley Wright had a year. He's a little small, but he went to, Boulder, Colorado. I think he's got somebody good, he's had NBA experience. I believe he was with the Timberwolves last year. But DJ Stewart's from Mississippi State. So if I had to say DJ Stewart, McKinley Wright, if they're looking for a guard. But if they're looking for another big, Marcus Bingham, which I think Marcus Bingham, in my opinion, would be the most interesting. But I also know that, everyone's preference is different, okay? But again, this is a team that I think Spencer Dinwiddie, I've talked about this in length before. I think Spencer Dinwiddie, Luka Doncic, okay. Tim Hardaway Jr. can handle the ball a bit, okay. When called upon, Frank Ntilikina and Aiden Hardy at both. I think this team has enough, firepower, whatever you want to call it. It's a team that has enough to beat, I think I think Luka Doncic is going to go on a mission. He wants to win that MVP. He's going to win that MVP. So I think that one's definitely going to be interesting as all hell to see how that all comes down, because I think definitely it's an interesting situation when you look at it at the very least, because will this be a team that ends up ending the season with 2 bigs? I personally don't think so. I think they're going to continue to play bigs when needed. Even though I know someone's going to comment Igor Koskov, he's now with the Brooklyn Nets. He was the architect of the team's offense last year. Now he's coaching as an assistant coach on a different team. So obviously I know things can change. So he's not, stuff can change still. So I know what I'm saying might not be a fact, but hey, I do believe that this is a good team, a team that they'll figure it out. And I think Luka Doncic, he's coming in the best shape of his life right now, and he's more hungry than ever. You just saw Nikola Jokic win back-to-back MVPs, so I bet you he's not too happy about that one either. So I think on the whole, it's going to be a great year. And yeah, I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below about all that. But yeah, have a good one, guys. Peace.